Welcome to The Explainer. You know that idea of making your first $1 million? It feels like this huge, almost impossible challenge. But what if the secret wasn't just working harder, but using the right algorithm? Today, we're diving into B.R. Rochester Jr.'s blueprint on how to build a $1 million business, all powered by AI. And get this, the author says this isn't some far-fetched dream. He frames it as a quest, a totally achievable, yet challenging, but achievable adventure for any entrepreneur who's ready to jump in and use a whole new set of tools. So here's our quest map for this explainer. We'll start with what makes AI so promising, then get a handle on its power, figure out how to find that golden idea, build a solid foundation, and finally talk about getting your own quest started. Okay, so every great quest kicks off with a call to adventure, right? Well, for us, that call is the absolutely incredible promise of an AI-powered business. And we're not just talking about cool new tech here. This is about creating something that operates on a whole different level. Think about it. Traditional businesses, they always hit a wall when it comes to scaling, right? They're limited by human hours, by human error, by complexity. But an AI-driven company, it can run 24/7 without getting tired or making mistakes. It's constantly digging through data to find new ways to make money and tweaking itself for maximum profit. It's a true force multiplier.
All right, so every hero needs their tools. And on this quest, your number one tool, your superpower, is AI itself. But, to really use a superpower well, you've got to understand what it is and how it actually works. So what is this superpower we're talking about? Well, at its heart, AI isn't magic. It's the science of building computer systems that can learn, that can reason, and that can make decisions. Basically, solving problems in ways that used to require a person. Now, inside the world of AI, you're going to hear two terms thrown around all the time: machine learning and deep learning. So think of machine learning, or ML, as the broad foundation. It's how we teach a computer to see patterns in data, without having to write code for every single rule. And deep learning, or DL, that's a super powerful part of ML. It uses these complex neural networks, kind of inspired by our own brains, to do really tricky stuff, like recognizing your face in a photo or understanding what you're saying. So what's the one thing that powers both ML and DL? It all comes down to a single ingredient: data. You've heard it before, but it's true. Data is the fuel. Without tons of high-quality data, your AI is like a supercar with an empty gas tank. It might look impressive, but it's not going anywhere. Okay, so if data is the fuel, then you can think of algorithms as the engine. They're the specific step-by-step instructions, the logic, that takes all that raw data and weaves it into something useful, like a smart prediction or a critical business decision. All right, so you get the superpower. Now you need a mission, right? A map. This is all about finding that viable $1 million idea. And this is where smart strategy really meets true innovation. So where do you find an idea like that? Well, the book argues you don't just sit around and wait for a lightning bolt of inspiration. Nope. You find your idea by strategically and systematically exploring the market to find a real problem that your AI can actually solve. This process here, this is your compass for that exploration. It's a methodical guide that takes you from just a vague idea all the way to a validated market need. It's how you make sure you're building something people will actually open their wallets for. And here's a core strategy from the book that's so important. Resist the urge to go broad. Instead, find a niche. Why? Because serving a specific underserved market means way less competition and much more targeted marketing. But even better, it lets you become the go-to expert and create these specialized solutions that can command much higher prices. It's a huge advantage. Now, this quest is definitely not a solo mission. The book really hammers this home. Building a $1 million AI business means you have to assemble a skilled team, your crew, and set up a solid ethical foundation to support the whole thing. And a winning AI team is this amazing mix of different talents. You absolutely need the tech wizards, the data scientists and engineers, but you also need people who know the industry inside and out, your domain experts.
And you need great designers focused on the user experience. It's about bringing all those different skills together. And beyond just the team, there's another piece of your foundation that is absolutely non-negotiable: ethics. And this is not just some boring compliance checkbox. Building real trust with your customers by being fair and protecting their privacy, that is the bedrock of long-term success in AI. Without it, the whole thing crumbles.
Okay, you've got the tools, you've got the map, you even have the blueprint for assembling your crew. Really, the only thing left to do is to take that first step, to actually begin the journey.
But look, this quest takes more than just cool tech. It really demands a certain kind of entrepreneurial mindset. The path is going to be tough, there's no doubt about it. And it's these 4 traits you see here: resilience, a commitment to constant learning, being adaptable, and just pure persistence that are going to be what makes or breaks your success. And in the end, the author brings it all back to a really powerful point. The goal here isn't just about the money. The real reward, the true prize, is in the impact you make. It's about the problems you solve, the industries you shake up, and the positive change you bring to the world along the way. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's a framework for action. The blueprint is right here, in your hands. The tools are more accessible than ever before. So, there's only one question left, and it's the one that really starts everything. What problem will you solve?